Hey guys, what is up? It is Dan. Welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Big thank you to everyone who has supported the channel so far. I really appreciate it, guys. Roll that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk. Today we are looking at the PRS SE P20 Parlour Acoustic. Checking out the specs of this, looking at the body, so it's a parlour sized body, so nice and small. You've got a solid mahogany top, this is the satin black version, so painted satin black with the white scratch plate. It's a mahogany back and sides. The fact that they don't say solid mahogany means that it's laminate, so several bits of wood that are sandwiched together. It's got herringbone binding, and then you've got your fixed bridge on there as well. So checking out the specs of the neck on this, so it's a mahogany neck which comes in a few different pieces. So you've got the heel joint, the neck, and then a separate piece of the headstock. It's really nice and stable though. You've got vintage style PRS tuners, bound edge to the fretboard, bird inlays on this. It's a rosewood fretboard with 20 frets, and the scale length is 24.72. In terms of sound and tone, this thing really has surprised me. I did not expect it to fill the room as much as it does. When you are strumming away on this thing, it's got such a big tone that comes out of it. You would expect, being a parlour size, that it's going to lack some of the low end and some of the presence of a larger size acoustic, but the parlour size lends itself really well to having a lot of top end, and then with the mahogany top, they balance each other out so well. Mahogany, when used as a top on an acoustic, just gives a much warmer, woodier tone. And as I say, paired with the parlour size, they just balance each other out so well. In terms of comfort when you're playing it, I mean, the parlour size, the idea of a parlour size acoustic is it was designed to fit in your parlour, so it's nice and small. It's really comfortable to hold. You know, your arm's not over the top here like you would be with like a dreadnought guitar, so it's just a nice sit down and strum away kind of instrument. The neck profile on this, being PRS's wide fat, it's not an overly fat profile. It just feels nice and comfortable. It's just nice and round. In terms of PRS electrics, I prefer their wide thin profile, but the wide fat for me works really well when you're playing acoustic. As I say, it's not overly big, It's just nice and round on the back, and it's just so comfortable in your hand. So this is built in China by Cortec. So Cortec are basically, they make cork guitars. They've been making guitars for years and years, so they know what they're doing. The build quality of this thing, especially for the price point, I think this one is like £400 in the UK. It's built so well, and everything on it just feels nice and stable. I mean, obviously you can see the little bits of join where, you know, the neck comes in different pieces, but it's so stable feeling, and the finish and feel of it has just been done so well that it feels like a guitar that is more than £400. In terms of setup straight out of the box, this thing has been set up really, really well. The action is a little bit more like an electric guitar action. So if you're an electric guitar player, it just feels really familiar. But obviously when you're playing acoustic, you want that clearance over the frets so that when you're playing those big chords, there's nothing hitting frets anywhere or making a clanking noise or choking out. This doesn't do that at all. It just plays really well. So top marks straight out of the box. This thing has been set up beautifully. In terms of finish, straight out the box, you know, it's a £400 PRS made in China, so I was half expecting to find blemishes and finishing imperfections all over it because, you know, that's what you're kind of programmed to expect. Completely wrong. This thing was flawless out the box, not a single blemish. Everything on it has been done to perfection as far as I can see. So really impressed there. Again, going back to the finish, it's a satin finish all over, which for me is perfect because, as I've said in other videos, I stick to gloss finishes. So satin neck, satin back and sides, it all just feels really smooth. The satin top, to me, perfect because, again, gloss finishes, if I'm strumming away, then I don't want my wrist or whatever getting irritated by the gloss on the top and ending up with like a red rash on my arm or something. The satin top, it might not be for everyone because obviously being a black top, I don't know how this looks in the camera, but I can see bits where the gloss is picking up marks or where it's going to shine up. If that bothers you, then this might not be for you because if you try and polish that stuff off, then you're going to make the top shiny when you polish it. If it doesn't bother you and you like satin tops, then this thing is amazing. Again, I cannot get over how good this thing sounds. It's got such a nice balanced tone. Whether you are strumming, it just seems like it's got a nice even tone between the highs and the lows. And when you are finger picking with the smaller body, that top end just comes out of the sound hole and it just sounds nice, even, and it just lends itself really well to whatever style of guitar you want to play on it. I absolutely love this acoustic. I had to have one, so this is my own personal one. When I tried one out and I saw how they looked, I could not wait to get one, and I'm not disappointed at all in the slightest. Everything, as I said, just feels like it's been done really well. The tuners just feel nice and solid. It holds tuning really well. The only thing I didn't like about it are just the strings that they put on in the factory. But you know, at this price point for a PRS acoustic, you got to give somewhere. So that's a really easy thing to change, just to buy some new strings and put on there yourself, and you can just buy whatever you want and put on there. So, you know, that's the only complaint I've got about this thing. To me, this is just an awesome acoustic. So that is the PRS P20 Parlour Acoustic. You know, as you can probably tell, I am really impressed by this. It just lends itself really well to being a nice, cool home guitar that's perfect for a bit of recording and just having around the place to strum. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you got one of these? If you've got any questions about it, just, you know, hit me up and I'll be more than happy to try and answer it for you. Other than that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.